Welcome to another episode of Brand Academy. As always, my name is Bran. I'm Mr. Wynn's twin brother. And today we're on chapter 13-2, talking about probabilities with permutations and combinations. Okay. If you guys didn't watch the calculator video yet, there's a video about some new calculator functions we'll be talking about. Please watch that first and then watch this video. Okay, it's like 3 minutes long. Okay, watch that. You do need a scientific calculator for this, okay? Not your cell phones, a calculator. Okay, so jumping on here, a permutation is an arrangement of objects where, it's very important, order matters, okay? Where order matters, okay? For example, if I have a triangle, square, and circle, okay, this is one permutation. Another permutation is when I change the order, I put the square first, triangle, circle, okay? And how many different permutations do I have here? Well, total there's gonna be 6, okay? I guess I'll just draw it all out. We can go square, circle, triangle. We can go circle, square, triangle, circle, triangle, square, triangle, circle, square, okay? So we have 5 here, boom, and then this is number 6. Okay, so how many times can you rearrange an object? A very important function we'll be using in regards to arranging objects is what we call a factorial, okay? Say it to yourself real quick, factorial, okay? Factorial is really this exclamation point symbol, okay? And what it represents, this n factorial is equal n times n minus 1, n minus 2, all the way until you get to 1, okay? For example, 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay. Fun fact, you guys know what 0 factorial is? I actually forgot, so let's test it out here. 0 factorial. Oh, it's 1. Ah, fun fact, huh? 1 factorial. Boom. So 0 factorial is technically 1. Okay. And that's not really mathematically saying anything. It's really just saying that in the end, you always have to end with 1. Okay, this was a function that mathematicians created. Okay, so the fact that it was created, it has its own rules. So 0 factorial equals 1. Okay, it's just a pure statement. Is there a proof for it? I think there actually is, but it's not important right now. Okay, so, and just to emphasize some things, the factorial button, this is in your iPhone calculator. So it's right here. I'm pushing it a lot. Okay, but it is not in your, I'm sorry, there will be another function that will not be in your calculator. Okay, will not be in your iPhone calculator. Okay, so moving forward here. Sometimes we will just want to find the orders of a smaller group out of a bigger group. Okay, so for example, I'm gonna jump straight here before I talk about the formula. There are 8 swimmers in the finals of the Olympics. Okay, so you have 8 swimmers. In how many ways can the 8 swimmers finish first, second, and third place? Okay, so do I care about 4th place? Do I care about 5th place? The answer is no. I only care about 3 places, right? So out of the 8 swimmers, you're really only worried about 3 of them. Okay, whoever finished first, second, and third. Okay, and how this works, okay, the formula we'll be using is what we call our permutation formula, which is NPR, okay? This formula is n factorial over n minus r factorial, okay? Oh, and you want to keep in mind that this whole thing here is in parentheses, okay? N minus r factorial. Bam. Where n equals the total number of objects and r equals the number of objects picked. Okay, I use the word pick because it has a p, right? The number of objects that are picked. Okay, so let's see how this works here. Okay, so right now You do want to practice this on your own, like in terms of using the calculator function, NPR. This is basically what your calculator is doing, but the fact that we have a calculator, you can just do this and it will spit out the same number. Okay, so let me do a little example here for you. So if I do this in terms of the example problem, how many swimmers do we have total? How many total objects do we have? Right, our n equals 8, right? That's our total number of swimmers. And here, how many swimmers are we really picking? How many do we care? We only care about the first 3, right? So r equals 3. So really, your equation here is, again, it was NPR. So your n is 8. There are 8 swimmers, and how many are you picking? You're picking 3. So really, you plug this in your formula here. It's going to be 8 factorial over 8 minus 3 factorial, which ends up being 8 factorial over 5 factorial. Okay, so fun fact here. I'm going to actually simplify the top part here. Take a look. I'm going to simplify the top part to 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 factorial. Does that make sense to you guys? Because we know 8 factorial is 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. But I'm going to stop at a 5 factorial because the point of that is because now the 5 factorials can just cancel out totally. So in the end, you're just left with 8 times 7 times 6. Okay. And multiply this out. This is 336. Okay. Boom. Okay, if this was really confusing for you guys, like this step here, okay, I'm going to show you all the steps right here, okay? 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Dang, I can't write. Boom. And then the bottom is just 5 factorial. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So in the end, what happens here is they just cancel out. 5's cancel, 4's cancel, 3's cancel, 2's, 1, 1. So and then you're left with the same thing. Okay, so different visual. So where this is getting at, could you memorize this formula? Yes, you can. But the fact that you have a calculator that can do this work for you, the way you punch in your calculator, I'll probably put it over here. Okay, you hit your n first, whatever n is, here, n, and then you hit the formula NPR. So make sure you find that in your calculator. After that, you hit your R value. Okay, then hit enter. So basically, you input the numbers as you see it, right? You see the 8 first, so type 8. Then type in your permutation button, and then hit 3. And then when you hit equals, it should get you 336. So please make sure you practice that a bit. Get used to the flow. Okay, and let me show you a little fun fact here, okay? So that's with this formula, okay? Can you also use your reasoning here, okay? Sorry, I'm all over the place, but on the left side here, your reasoning, okay? We're still talking about the examples, okay? The 8 swimmers, okay? Think about this. There's 8 swimmers, and you're trying to find first, second, and third place, right? So if you're trying to use your reasoning here, this is first place. Okay, I'll write right here. This is first place. This is second. This is third place. Okay. So let me ask you this. How many options would I have for a first place winner? How many options? It's going to be 8, right? There's 8 options for someone who can win first place. Now, how many options would I have for the person winning second place? It's not going to be 8 again, right? It's going to be 1 less because you already have 1 winner for first place. So your second place will be 7 options, and third place you have 6 options. So multiplying all this out, 8 times 7 times 6, you'll get the same thing here. Okay, and this is your basically that fundamental counting principle. Okay, counting principle. That's what we learned last section. So just to enlighten you guys, Okay, you could just do it with your reasoning, right? That's perfectly fine, because in the end, that is what this formula is doing, right? Again, math, multiple ways to think about it. We have shortcuts, we have our own logic, so many ways, okay? Let's take a look at this next example. There are 8 books on your shelf. In how many ways can you arrange the books on your shelf? Okay. Well, it's kind of pretty easy if you think about it. How many books are there? There are 8 books. Okay. How many books do you want to arrange? Technically, you want to arrange all of them, right? You have 8 total books. The books you want to arrange is all 8. So it's 8 pick 8. Let me show you what this looks like here, okay? So 8 pick 8, and your formula will be 8 factorial over 8 minus 8. Ah, look here, guys. Do we now see why that 0 factorial is actually 1? Because once you have that, it will just be 8 factorial over 1. So your answer being 8 factorial, if I use my calculator here, 8 factorial, boom, 40,320. Just like that, okay? Bam. Okay, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And again, could you have done it the way with reasoning again, right? If you have 8 books to rearrange, you have 8 slots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you literally just do 8 options, 7 options, 6 options, 5 options, 4 options, 3, 2, 1. And this here is the same as saying 8 factorial. Okay. I know this could be confusing. Please feel free to rewind it and like try to hear the explanation again. Okay, a lot of new things. Okay, a lot of new formulas, a whole new way of thinking. All right, on to something else. Okay, so again, highlight this, box it. This is your official formula, which you don't necessarily have to memorize at this point. I know it tells you to, but if you know how to use this on your calculator, you're totally fine. Okay, so now our next formula, okay, we'll be using permutations with n non-distinct objects. Non-distinct, okay, so non-distinct means that they're the same, right? There's like repeating, okay? Distinct means that they are different. Non-distinct is that there are some repeating. So how many ways can you order the letters A, B, C? What answer this? I'll put over here 3 factorial, which is 3 times 2 times 1, which is 6, right? There's 6 different ways to rearrange A, B, C. Okay, and if you want to know why, it's because since there are 3 letters, you can literally just write it out. A, B, C, A, C, B, B, A, C, B, C, A, C, B, A, and then cab. Boom, C-A-B. Okay, 6 ways. What about mom? Okay. Oh, see, mom is 3 letters, right? But now do you see there's a repeating there? If you try, you have mom, you have omomum, and you have momomo. Momo. Momo. Okay, so momo. Okay, 3 options. Let me change the color of this. Boom. The second is different because not all the letters are distinct, okay? So now we have a formula for when we have repeating letters. And the formula is this, n factorial, so all the letters, and you divide it by the number of repeating letters, okay? Where R1, comma R2 are the repeated letters, right? The number of times that letter is repeated. Okay, and this is basically formula number 2. Okay, box it, highlight it. Okay, your 2 formulas. Okay, I'll do one example, you do the next one, okay? How many ways can you order the letters in rearrange? Okay, how many different ways can I reorder this? First things first, how many letters do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9, so n equals 9. How many letters do we have repeating here? R, does R repeat? Okay. R repeats 3 times, right? 1, 2, 3. What else repeats? The A repeats. So RA, I'm just saying how many times A repeats. A repeats 2 times. And I believe the E is going to repeat 2 times. Boom. So plug in your formula. N factorial over 3 factorial times 2 factorial times 2 factorial. Okay, what this does is going to make the number smaller, right? When you divide, it makes it smaller. So I'm getting rid of those copies of itself, aka the letters that repeat. Okay, working your calculator skills, please try this out. Your answer in the end should be 15,120. Okay. And honestly, if this is complicated for you, literally just simplify it. This right here, I'm making it purple. This right here is 3 times 2. Literally, then just times 2 times 2, right? So 6, 12. This equals 24, right? The bottom number is simply 24. Okay. All right. Try Natanavia. Try that on your own, please. Okay. Boom. 11 letters. The N repeats 3 times. 1, 2, 3. The A repeats 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And just showing your calculators, get some practice here. 11, okay, factorial, boom. Okay, and hit divide. Okay, now here's the key part. If you get confused, you need parentheses. Okay, you make sure you group the bottom together properly, right? The bottom is being grouped together. So parentheses, where's my parentheses? Parentheses, 3 factorial, where's my factorial? Boom, times 4 factorial. And again, make sure you close the parentheses. Boom. Hit equals, and bam, there you go. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have the backside be optional. Okay, just so you guys can like have less notes to do. But it is extra practice problem, so check it out if you feel not too confident yet with this lesson. Okay. All right. See you guys in part 2 if you need it.